What if I told you that the ancient kingdom of Israel, once unified under King David and Solomon, eventually split apart, with 10 of its tribes disappearing from the pages of history? These tribes, scattered across the world, became one of the Bible's greatest mysteries. Where did they go? Are they still out there? And what role do they play in the end times prophecies? The 12 tribes of Israel form the foundation of biblical history. God chose these tribes for a special purpose, but due to their disobedience, 10 of them were scattered to the ends of the earth. Today, there are groups across the world, from Ethiopia to India, and even in parts of Africa and the Americas, that claim to be descendants of these lost tribes. Could their reappearance be the fulfillment of ancient prophecies? And what does this mean for the future of humanity? To understand the fate of the 10 lost tribes, we must first look at the origins of the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob, the grandson of Abraham, had 12 sons, each of whom became the patriarchs of the 12 tribes. These tribes inherited portions of the Promised Land. However, after the reign of King Solomon, the unified kingdom of Israel was divided into two: the southern kingdom, known as Judah, and the northern kingdom, which consisted of 10 tribes. This northern kingdom quickly fell into idolatry and rebellion against God. Despite warnings from prophets like Hosea and Amos, the people continued to disobey God's covenant. In 722 BC, the Assyrian Empire invaded the northern kingdom and scattered its people throughout its territories. The 10 tribes were dispersed, and over time their identities became lost. They are now referred to as the lost tribes of Israel. But are they truly lost? Or are they waiting to be revealed in the last days? Throughout the centuries, various groups have claimed to be descendants of these tribes, holding on to ancient Jewish customs and traditions despite being isolated from the broader Jewish world. One of the most well-known groups is the Beta Israel, or Ethiopian Jews, who claim descent from the tribe of Dan. For thousands of years, they have maintained Jewish traditions such as keeping the Sabbath, practicing circumcision, and following kosher dietary laws. Their claim was officially recognized by Israel in the 20th century, when tens of thousands of Ethiopian Jews were brought to Israel in operations like Operation Moses and Operation Solomon. Could this return be part of the prophetic regathering of Israel's exiles? Another group is the Beni Israel, a community in India that traces its roots back to the tribe of Ephraim. Despite centuries of isolation from other Jewish communities, they have kept Jewish customs, such as observing the Sabbath and dietary laws. Their claim to be descendants of the lost tribes is taken seriously by many in the Jewish world, and some have immigrated to Israel in recent decades. Further east, in the regions of Afghanistan and Pakistan, the Pashtun people claim to be descendants of the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh. Their oral traditions, along with cultural practices such as circumcision and dietary laws, have led many to believe in their Israelite heritage. Could their reappearance be another piece of the puzzle in the fulfillment of biblical prophecy? Even in Africa, the Igbo people of Nigeria and the Lemba of Zimbabwe and South Africa claim descent from the lost tribes. The Igbo believe they come from the tribes of Gad and Zebulun, while the Lemba claim to be from the tribe of Levi. DNA testing has even supported the Lemba's claim, with many of them carrying a genetic marker associated with the priestly line of Aaron. The Bible makes it clear that the lost tribes are not forgotten by God. Their return is central to the prophecies concerning the end times. In Ezekiel 37, the prophet speaks of a time when God will gather the scattered tribes and reunite them with Judah. This regathering is seen as a key moment in the unfolding of God's plan for the world. Isaiah 11:12 speaks of the second regathering of Israel, when God will reclaim his people from the four corners of the earth. And in Revelation 7, the 12 tribes are represented once more, with 144,000 individuals sealed for protection during the Great Tribulation. The return of the lost tribes is not just a historical curiosity, it is a vital part of biblical prophecy. As groups claiming descent from these tribes continue to emerge, we are reminded that God's promises never fail. Their reappearance serves as a sign that the return of the Messiah is drawing near. The story of the lost tribes is far from over. Their role in the end times is crucial, and their return marks the unfolding of God's ultimate plan for Israel and the world. As we witness these prophecies taking shape, we are reminded that God's plan is greater than we can imagine. The return of the lost tribes is a testament to his faithfulness, a sign that his promises endure through time and history. So as we continue to explore these ancient mysteries, let us hold fast to the truth that God is always at work, guiding history toward its ultimate conclusion.